Giving this a minute for everybody to tune in. Welcome everybody to the 5 o'clock van blog live stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world today. And today's topic of today's live stream, today's 5 o'clock on my way home drive live stream is going to be boots on the ground in the Ukraine, U.S. boots. None other than the U.S. boots. Big topic of discussion here today here on my workplace, because I have to work for that branch of the government. And it's really interesting to see that now there's been a newspaper article about that in our propaganda newspaper here on the local base here. Good day, Curtis. Hello, KP Heathen. And that's a real interesting. Bob Head, welcome. Hey, man, everybody's rolling in here today. Awesome. Good. Everybody a chance to pop in and say hello. Looking to pull out into the traffic here. Kind of pay a little bit of attention. Pooh Bear's going nuts in the back. Yeah, we're on our way home. Yeah, I've read a newspaper article about how there are now U.S. troops on the ground. So it's been a while. Yeah, it's been very, very busy. I can't say anything other than that. I've been working. Nick, welcome. Glad you could make it. I have been extremely busy in my private life, much to the fact that I haven't had any 5 minutes for myself in the last couple of days. Been working on preparing for winter. Winter is coming. Yeah, there's no White Walkers, but winter is definitely coming, and that's a big topic in Germany here as well. But I've been doing a lot of firewood, ordering firewood, stacking firewood. I've been purchasing as much firewood as I can get my hands on. I have loads of firewood that I need to process myself, and I'm driving right into a traffic jam. That's great. That's all right. I've got you guys to keep me company. Yeah, so allegedly there's U.S. boots now. That makes me worried, because if that's true, it's not going to be over anytime soon. This is going to be our new Afghanistan, our next world conflict. And the only problem with that is here, well, there's several problems with that. One of the major concerns that I have is that it's going to directly affect us here in Europe and the rest of the world, like it has not affected, like war has not affected us since World War II. So that's going to be very negatively influencing what's going to, well, we'll have to see. I don't want to put a, oh man, this guy almost caused an accident. I don't want to put too bad of a label on this yet. I'm not sure what's happening. I have no facts other than the newspaper article stating that there are now U.S. troops in Ukraine, whether they're for humanitarian support or just to show a little bit of muscle. So the U.S. forces are there to help, just in case something, were to happen, to show that their presence is there, so to maybe encourage Putin to back down or something. But more likely, if there are U.S. troops there, it's actually going to produce more tension and create more conflict. Instead of pulling people out of it and politically coming to a conclusion to this is just the beginning. Yeah, I don't know. That's stand by me. I think that's correct. I think now that the media has finally came out with it, because it's been leaking information that's been the case now for a while. We're still not quite sure now, but now it's official. Whether or not what the mission there is, we don't know yet. We'll see. So it's really exciting. Not exciting, but it's can't find the right word. My nerves are at the utmost attention to see what's going to happen, because I have to prepare. I have to prepare my mind. I have to prepare to be able to understand what different situation I would be in now coming to work. I won't be just going to my job. I'll actually here in a location where I have to be aware of my surroundings at all times. Yeah, that would be really, it infuriates me. Yes, there, it infuriates you. That's the correct, I think that would be a very good explanation. Yes. Well, it dates back to the days when they were there for peace reasons. That makes sense, yeah. Ah, the like button. Thank you guys for supporting it, hitting the like button. I was surprised earlier. I hit a I placed a short video and it's already over 5,000 views from one of my really old forging videos where I'm forging a flint striker on a Viking Age style stump anvil in my first stages of my Viking camp, which was really cool. And that video's got over 5,000. It's a short video. It doesn't affect the channel algorithm any, but it does bring people to the channel and kind of show. It's kind of like advertisement a little bit. So that's really cool. It's really exciting. Since I haven't been out much lately to do any filming, I've been filming a nice autumn video that I'm going to probably complete here in the next couple days for you guys. It's just a little bit of melancholy, yeah, can't read. A really peaceful, mindful mood that I'm trying to set for the video, and I'm trying to get all the footage right. Because it's now the time of the year where you slowly come to your thoughts and feelings to conclude the old year. So you come to an end with the things that you've been confronted with, and so it's time for a new beginning. And yeah, this traffic jam is going to really suck. Hello, Bjorn. Welcome. Glad to see you. Glad you can make it. Yes, I'm going to be trying to film this autumn video. I just got done chopping loads and loads and loads of firewood. I can't tell you how much firewood I chopped because it's so much. And I got, actually, what kind of insulted me a little bit was that when I made a short, because I don't have any electricity, I run at the Viking camp is basically without electricity, gas, any kind of infrastructure. And I chopped all that wood by hand. And I made a short video of what it looks like when you live off grid, when you have to do all that. And I've got a lot of very insulting comments about that. Like, you know, so I wasn't really happy about that video. More likely the comments, really. So it's a little bit disappointing. It looks like there's an accident down the road. That's why there's traffic jam. Yes, so we got everybody. All the usual suspects are here. Now it's great to see everybody, especially have a special guest here today. Bjorn's taking his time out of his busy day to come and chat with us here on the channel. We have several really cool appointments here coming up soon. We'll be doing a couple of live. I'll be doing a video here with Matthias Treeman again sometime soon. We're planning on that. Yes, Maria, thank you very much for the Samhain blessings. Yesterday was Samhain, and I so dearly regret that I did not get to go and start a nice big bonfire like I had hoped. And I really would have hoped for that, but yeah. Yeah, Bjorn, I think you're correct. All the armchair experts, they've got their 3-liter cup of Starbucks coffee in one hand, and they have their Guns and Ammo magazine in the left, Bible in their left hand, telling them, you know, all the information they need how to survive the apocalypse and, you know, in a off-grid situation. Let me turn on here all the comments so I can see everybody's comment. That's very good, Dutch Lion. Very good. So you can take care of your mom's house there. Even just to have something to charge your basic little communication devices or a computer, just to keep a little bit of touch with the outside world. A radio. If you can get a hand crank radio, that does about 2 hours of electricity, which is really good. Ah, Germanic pagan. Matthias is here as well. Very good. Yes, it was in our newspaper today, and the Stars and Stripes here, and we were just talking about it at work, and really disturbing, because it's most likely not for pleasure and amusement that they're there, or for humanitarian aid, because the EU and NATO already taking care of that. This looks like the beginning of a new Afghanistan style conflict where we're going to see major interactions for a very long period of time. Yeah, plus size cheeseburgers. Don't forget those. The Armchair Expert special. Plus size cheeseburgers. 3 liters of special Starbucks coffee cup. And Guns and Ammo magazine on the left. It's the Bible. Gotta make fun of those guys a little bit. Gotta have some fun. And if you can't laugh about yourself, you're not serious. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about that, but we'll have to see. Let's see what happens. Let's just be very cautious and aware, and start searching different media sources. And before we jump to any conclusions, we need to be very careful and very mindful of how we prepare as well. Oh, you have a hammock there. Coke 64. Wow. This seems to be some kind of major accident up ahead here. So I'll have to be very careful as I drive through here. I have to pay attention to this situation here real quick. So just stay with me here. It can be also the could be that the reception will be out here just for a sec. This is a very bad spot. The reception is usually out. Oh man, what we got here going on? Okay, major car accident. 3 cars in the ditch. Okay. Good. All right, so we passed that. So the accident didn't seem to have anybody injured, so there's just cars everywhere. All right, so we're on our way home now. Back in action here. We'll have to see what happens. I really like the thumbnail that I made for this video. I hope it gets like 1,000 clicks. I just made my U.S. Army combat boots that I'm wearing on the ground. No pun intended there. Nope. That's funny. Yeah. Is it? When will you upload it? The video that I'm making, I'm making a nice autumn video. I'm going to try to actually, Bjorn, I was just talking about the live stream here. With the boots, U.S. boots on the ground. I was referring to the thumbnail. Hopefully, it actually ended up working out of my boots on the ground, basically as a pun, basically. But I am uploading an autumn video. I haven't quite finished all of the footage yet that I need to get for it. I need about another 10 minutes of me doing something nice outside. Probably this weekend sometime. Yeah. Hello, S. Dellinger. Wonderful. Good to see you. I'm now entering the famous German Autobahn that there is no speed limit. That's not quite true. But there are quite a few speed limits on the Autobahn. And if you exceed them, the German government likes to put tickets in the mail. They're not cheap. Fahren auf der Autobahn. That's a German song from like the 70s. When cars didn't go like over 100 kilometers. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well and enjoying the rest of this beautiful day. Oh, a 3-day overnighter. That sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, Matias, get ready for work. I'll see you soon. Matias has to go off to work now, so we'll catch him later. Yeah, I really plan maybe on spending some time at my blacksmith shop this weekend. Maybe staying overnight. A lot of my furs, they're actually still wet from when it rained in the roof. I have to fix that. The tarp keeps blowing up from the side. Well, yeah, globalization. I'm not a fan of it myself there. I agree with you. Everything is getting too expensive and too corporate. Everything is getting too interwoven with the big globalist idea. As a beekeeper, I am totally an anti-globalist for the simple fact that you can just see all of the negative into Europe and the rest of the world that have spread like wildfire amongst the bee population of this earth and are a major problem. Not alone just the bees, but also several other diseases as well for other livestock. Oh, what's going on here? More police. So there we go. American police, German police. Something going on, probably. Yeah. Yeah, so that was very interesting. Yeah, I've never heard of that, Maria Pablo. The vaccine was ready for use in 2017. I'm not sure. Nicolas Cage. I didn't get the first message. Trying to read the messages while focusing on the road here. Very, very difficult. So if I don't read your message, I'll try to get it here in a little bit. It's a wonderful day though. Sunset. I wish you guys could see this sunset. It's absolutely beautiful. No Pooh Bear back there complaining. He wants out. Yeah, I'm going to go to the Viking camp and let Pooh Bear out. A small axe for beginners. Yeah, I think Björn has a good point there. Hultafors makes good axes, and Hultbruks. I have a couple of Grensfors Bruks axes, and they're quite nice, but they're very expensive. Hultafors is also a very good company that it's like a sister company to Grensfors, I believe. And they also have very nice axes. If I was going to Norway this year, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet, Björn. I was up at the office today and I was checking my leave balance and it's not looking too good. So I have to see. But I really would like to come to Norway for at least a week. Hello, Wes. My good buddy Wes Ricketts is here in the chat. Everybody say hello to Wes. Yeah, Wes is a good 20 year. I knew him for 20 years over here in Germany, and he just moved to the States here recently, and he's dearly missed here at home. Just talked to him this morning. I guess it was on the chat as well. A lot of my good old friends have either moved on in life and have moved far away, and I've never heard from them again, or they've they've final curtain. They're no longer here. And Wes is the only one that kind of moved away and still kept in touch, so I really honor that a lot. Really like that. That's really means something. I'm going to go home now. and I'm going to see what the wonderful Frau is up to. Vanessa's probably at home waiting for me to show up with little Pooh Bear. And we have some great news also to share with you. Vanessa passed her test for falconry, and we're going to be setting that up here so we can get our owls soon. We're now waiting to get all of the... That's why I'm so busy on this side. Well, North Fire, that would be great. Definitely count me in on that. Whenever you're ready, I'm sure I will be aware, and then we'll have a really awesome live stream there. So Vanessa passed her test. We're looking at setting things up. A lot of financial, business-related things going on. We're trying to set up all of the tax documents and a lot of things going on in the background to take up all of my time. And unfortunately, I have no energy left or time left to do any film. So when I get 11:30 and for me, we just got back from a long trip because her test was out in Tübingen, which is like 3 hours away from where I live. And we drove up there in this van. We decked the back out with furs and took about a couple of days worth of food with us, and we just slept along the way up in the back of the van here, which was pretty cool. We shared the cabin with Pooh Bear back there. And he was a good boy. Really, for the 3 days we were on the road, he was at his best behavior. I wouldn't have not expected that. And it was an absolute pleasure. I really enjoyed the voyage up there. It was an exciting adventure. And on my way back, we actually picked up. Well, before we drove up there, we were looking for vans for Vanessa for her. I'll hit you up on that Raven tour one day. Lower Rhine area. That's only about an hour and a half away from me, so that's nothing for me. I get in the car and I drive places sometimes that are far further than that. Yeah, but so we were looking for vans for Vanessa because she needs to have her own van. She's gonna have her owls and possibly even take care of Pooh Bear for a couple of days when I'm out doing a expedition to Norway or some such adventure. She'll be able to have the dog box in the back and safely be able to drive around with them and take them from A to B. And I can go on holiday and just relax. So we'll see how that goes. Now I'm working on that van. Every little minute I got, every penny I can spare to fix that van up into outstanding shape. It's got its bumps and bruises from having 340,000 kilometers ridden on it without much care. And now I'm putting in all the labor to fix it up nice. Just put new tires on it. It's extremely time consuming. I have a couple of problems with the engine, something with the turbo and the glow plugs, and it's just I get all those tweaked out before it's absolute roadworthy and trusty. So that's taken up a lot of my time as well. We worked on the garden yesterday. We pretty much got the bee colonies all packed up for winter now, which is good. I have one colony. Oh man, let me tell you about them. I have one bee colony. Evil. Let me tell you about evil. Yeah. So I don't know how that happened. They had a couple colonies with something went wrong with the queen like last month, and they reared their own new queen. They was able to make a new queen, and the other colony turned out to be fine. Bees peaceful, colony absolutely awesome. I marked the bee. I made sure they had food. Now I'm going to do one more. I have to do one more treatment for the Varroa mite before the winter. I'll probably do that this weekend, and then Because on nice weather days, I just lift the lid up and take a look inside. But other than that, the bees are packed up for winter. And it's probably February until I really go through them again and open them up and get them started for the new season. And that's one of our projects for our sozialpädagogische Arbeiten. I don't know how you would say that in English. Our adventure therapy, experience therapy curriculum. That would be close enough, I guess. There's also our bee colonies. We're going to have a program that involves learning about the bees and making a bee split and accompanying that bee split through the bee season, which is basically the first 3 months. In January, it would be February, March, and April. And that'll be part of our hands-on live experiences that we're actually also doing as part of our programs. It won't just be the owls. The owls are going to be a substantial component of that as well. And the bees will be the summertime project. The owl, first of all, that's something we have to build on. Next big step as far as, besides getting all of the paperwork straight and all of the technicalities all in a row, I need to figure out how big of thank you, Mr. Hine, that's very kind. I need to figure out how big of a bird, how big their cage is, so it's conform to the laws of keeping those type of birds. Thank you, Nick. I'll check it out when I get home. Yeah, we're working on getting the technicalities all straight on that too, so we can apply for a building permit, which you need to do if you put up a bird cage in that manner. And then I need to get it certified and put on paper, and then I can build it. Or if they want me to build it and then come and certify it, I have to figure out how that works. But we need to get that in the process, because come January we're going to get those birds. Okay, Norse Fire, then I will see you later. Thank you for tuning in. And stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Yes, and that's a really difficult process of getting the bird cages certified, because there's a thin line between keeping those animals for therapy and for presenting those animals in the form and manner of which you would have at a zoo. There's a thin line in the law, and we don't want to become a zoo, because then the parameters at which you must fulfill to be able to keep those birds is so ridiculously strict and outrageously, it just would be impossible for me to put in place. What we got going on here? Two people that don't know how to park their car at the gas station, so I have to drive around them. Okay. Yeah, I have to be careful when I'm driving here. So we're really have to see, and to be able to keep those birds in the first place, Vanessa had to get a falconer license, basically, which was a tough test. And she had very little time to study for it, and she did an absolute awesome job. I was so happy. That's why I'm going to work really hard now to get this van. You guys will see it. This is such cool. Again, the universe. I thank the universe for taking care of us again. This van. So the story behind the van, on the evening before we left to go up to Turing and to go to where she had to go take her test, we're sitting there looking at vans on the eBay classifieds. Every van, everything around my area here, van, I drive a Renault Master 2, which is an excellent vehicle, most mechanically friendly vehicle I've ever had to work on, ever. It's like Lego cars. Everything is so nicely placed, and there's room, and it's very oversightly. So some of the parts are like, I did the clutch in this not too long ago. Super easy. It's just big parts. That was the hardest part. Everything was heavy. And other than that, absolute great vehicles. And we bought her the Opel version. It's the same car. It's kind of dark in here now. Let me turn the lights on and see what you guys. The lights. Okay, no lights. There. Yeah, so we bought the Opel version, which is an Opel Movano. We bought a used one. And you cannot find a fairly priced van around my area here. It's impossible. The van, I paid way too much for this van, but it was an emergency. I had to, and giving the guy the price without bargaining for the price, because I really needed the van and I needed to have the registration for a week to be able to register the van because of all the restrictions, and the registration office was closed, so we had to do everything online. So that was really tough, and I was able to use the vehicle for a week, and that was really cool. So we were sitting there at the restaurant looking at vans, and then we were deciding to look at vehicles where we were going to go. So hopefully we would be able to find one that's still registered, and we'll pay the guy the price he wants, and then be able to at least allow us to drive the vehicle home on those license plates, which would save us a lot of trouble. And we were so lucky. So we found a really nice car. The Opel Movano is the same as the Renault Masters, exactly the same car. It's just made by Opel. It's just got an Opel sticker on it. You know, normally I would say no to Opel, but it's not real Opel in that sense. It's just got an Opel badge, and it's actually a Renault Master. It's the same exact van. It's what the like a construction worker orange vehicle. I'm actually driving by it right now, actually. And yeah, so you'll be seeing that van here in the next couple of videos, probably coming up soon. So the cool thing was, we're sitting there looking, and she found the van on the internet and said, look at this one, this is so cool. It's already got a bed built into the back that you can fold up. And it's got a bed built in the back that you can fold up. And it's really awesome for her. It says she can go on trips with her owls to different institutions and be able to stay overnight in her van. It's already got it all built out in the back with shelving made out of plywood. It's done really well. And we're going to do some slight modifications to the interior. And I'm still working on getting all the technical things fixed, like the sliding door won't lock because there's an electrical issue. I had the same one that I had with this van. I've replaced all the parts, and it still wouldn't work. And miraculously, out of nowhere, one day, I'll turn on the light so you guys can see me. I just slammed the door shut hard enough one day, and since then everything works. So I don't know. So I ordered all the electrical parts, the contacts. We're gonna get the sliding door to lock. And I have to fix the engine. The engine's got some real iffy problems. The glow plugs, yeah, they like to get stuck in the engine when you try to remove them. They like to break, and I'm really hoping on being able to get them out in one piece. I'm really hoping on that. And then there's a problem with the engine. There's no codes, but it doesn't want to run properly. It's like it's missing 50 horsepower. And I'm hoping it's not the turbo. That would be terrible. In that case, I'd have to change it. And I have to do all of this before I go to Norway. So this is going to be a very, very tough couple weeks for me. Yeah. So we're sitting there at the restaurant. She shows me the car, and it's really nice. And it's already late, so I said, I'm not going to call the guy now. I'm going to write him a message. So I went ahead and wrote him a nice text, say, we want the van. We really like it. We're going to be up there tomorrow. This is the plan. We plan to go and do the test, and then come by like the same day and drive over there and take a look at the van. So yeah, that's what we did. And then I get home and the van is gone out of the internet, and we're like, oh no. So yeah, so that was very unfortunate. We thought the van was sold because the price was, you just couldn't beat the price. You just couldn't beat it. And then the car was gone off the internet. Very tragic. So then the next day at work, I called the guy, no answer. And about 2 hours later, I get a phone call from a number I don't know. And it's the owner of the van. I'm like, hello. He's like, yeah, this is so-and-so with the van. And I was like, whoa, cool. He's like, yeah, it's still here. I was like, all right, we'll take it, without even bargaining the price. I was like, it's not rusty or anything. And he said, yeah, no, I drive it all the time still. And it's, So we drove up there. And right after the test, we drove over, after standing in the cold 8 hours, the whole day waiting for, that day to be over. We drove another 2.5 hours up north to go pick up the van. And we picked it up, and we drove to the nearest rest stop. We spent the night, and then we drove straight home. It was a wonderful coincidence, and the universe taking care of me again, taking care of us, which I'm very thankful for. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know that song, From a Little Bit of Help from My Friends. It's an old classic. I think that's what sometimes you got to ask for. Sometimes our good spirits that have left this world, that are still out and about in the universe, they give us a little help once in a while. Yeah. Well, I've arrived at the Viking camp, and as you can see, it's already dark. And Mr. Hein, Opel Mantas, yes, I like those. I actually had an Opel Monza for the longest time, and I finally sold it a couple years ago. Okay, well, I am now at the Viking camp. I have to let little Pooh Bear out for a little bit of a walk. He's really excited to get out. He's been in the car most of the day. I'm going to let him run on the long leash a little bit. Probably grab some firewood and then head home because it's been a long day. And I'm very tired. German roads, yes. Don't tell me about it. I drove to Norway. The roads were like the best roads I've ever seen. I get off the boat to Germany, and like the first thing is I drive like... And we have some of the highest tax here in Europe for roads. I can't believe it. Politicians buying airplanes for their private use so they don't have to drive the roads. I think that's the conspiracy behind that. But that'll be a live stream for another topic for another day. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in today. Immaculate doesn't know. She didn't forget. She didn't care. So I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in today. I'll be looking forward to that next video coming up here soon, probably this weekend. Like always, stay safe and see you soon.